Hey, Sanctuary family, it's awesome to meet with you guys today. We got an awesome story we want to tell you about, a testimonial about little Gray Lee, and got his mom and dad here with us. And a few years back, we walked through a pretty bad experience to begin with, but ended up being an awesome testimony now. And I've got them with me here today, and we just want to share this with you. As you get to know people in our church, people in our Sanctuary family, a lot of you guys may have never met Jessica and Justin Lee, but I've had them in my youth group years ago in our church, and it's been a pleasure to see them grow with God. But we went through a walk together years ago with one of their sons, and it was so special to me and so special to them that we wanted to get it out to our church family and you to be able to watch it maybe one day when you're at home and want something encouraging. I think this can really encourage you in this crazy times and this crisis that we're going through right now. So once again, this is Justin and Jessica, and they've been in our church family for a while. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ask them if they can kind of maybe start at the very beginning of their experience, and I'm going to just ask a few questions as we walk through. And I'm sure this is going to encourage your heart. So I'm not sure which one of you guys want to start off, but if y'all would like to just start off with the experience. And Justin's in the background pointing at you, Jessica. So I guess that means it's you then, hon. So kind of tell us what you went through, what was going on, and what the experience was like for each one of you guys.
Sure. We were pregnant with our first child, and everything was going normal and planned as it should be. We were excited, and I was having some complications, and Justin said, well, you should just call the doctor. So I called him. He met me at the hospital, and I was 24 weeks pregnant at this time, and I felt fine, but just some odd things were going on. So we went in, and he went to go and check me, and my water broke on the table. And so at 24 weeks, he said, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this, but your baby's probably not going to make it. And the whole atmosphere changed in the room. People were rushing in and out, put me on medicine. They were transporting me to Athens. And everybody was just looked defeated, I guess would be the good word. And I always say that moment, that was the first moment that me and Justin had ever prayed together, just truly out loud together, and like a pure moment of vulnerability between the both of us. We knew that we were not in control. As much as anybody thinks that they're in control of their pregnancy or having a baby, we learned quickly that we were not in control of anything. And so we were transported to Athens. They gave me some medicine for his lungs and to help me not progress in labor. And the first 24 hours was
well, hold on. The first thing that was awesome is we're scared to death. I mean, just our first child was in tears, and we go up the elevator, and the doors open, and there's all these nurses standing there. And said, Jessica Lee, we've been here waiting on you with just the biggest opening arms, and it was like it was meant to be. So.
Yeah, they really took care of us. I slept upside down. They had the bed upside down for about the whole 24 hours. I couldn't really move. I had to tell them if I needed to turn sides. They just watched me, and I never had contractions, and I didn't go into active labor. So slowly they moved me to like a regular room and watched me, and I wasn't allowed to shower. I had to do everything at bedside. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I had to do everything in the bed. Justin had to take care of me. And we just sort of played it every day. It was just a day by day thing. They said, you know, we're just going to take it day by day.
All we can do is wait.
All we can do is wait. And we made it to 26 weeks on the dot. I started having really bad back pain. They tried to give me some
This was my first day
medicine.
going back to work out of the whole time.
I told Justin just to go to work. We were in Athens, and he had to go all the way to Lithonia. And it got worse. He almost, I don't know, you pulled in the parking lot at work. I said, I think you got to come back. And went in to have a regular delivery, and they, his heart rate was dropping, and it wasn't recovering.
Right.
And they said, we have to have a C-section. And at this point, I hadn't had an IV. I wasn't hooked up to anything at that point. And they rolled me in, putting an IV in, going down the hallway. They put me to sleep. And I have like a old-fashioned C-section. It was a vertical incision. And he was born. I think that it was 1 minute from the time they cut to the time he was delivered. And he was 1 pound, 15 ounces, and 12 inches long. Not that picture.
Yeah, let's see that picture.
There he is.
Wow.
And just to show you, that diaper is this one. I mean,
Wow. Half the size of your hand.
and it was all the way up to his past his, it was up to his nipple line.
Right.
And this is smaller than a preemie diaper. So
They told you, did they tell you before this that they didn't think that you were going to make it, or that he wasn't going to make it, or both?
we did a tour of the NICU a couple days before he was born, maybe. And we had someone that would come in and talk to us, and they said,
Try to guide us through it.
Yeah, just try to prepare.
What we can expect, or if he makes it.
If he makes it, they said that a lot. If he makes it, he may be blind. He may not walk.
Right.
More than likely have to have an oxygen tank and bad vision because his eyes, all that stuff wasn't really developed. His eyes were still fused shut when he was born. So a lot of different stuff. His skin was transparent. You could see his veins and stuff. But anyway, yeah, they've just taken it. If he makes it, this is what you can expect. I mean, even with most of it, they said this is kind of best case scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
So
They were
that was
preparing you guys, but it was very grim at that time. I remember being there and talking to the Joe and Linda and everybody around, and but then Gray was born, and you showed us a picture of him there. And then what did the doctors say as soon as Gray was born, when they seen his condition course very quick, like you say, C-section in 1 minute, probably the quickest C-section I've ever heard of in my life. And what did the doctors say as soon as Gray was born then?
We were really, really blessed with a great NICU.
unbelievable.
Doctors, nurses, the people who took care of him were just a great support system. I would say they were probably the most positive. They were honest about if anything happened, but they were still positive people. They included us in everything. I think Justin was taking pictures and standing out of the way, and they said, "Oh, you can come up here."
Come over there and see your baby. We got this under control.
It was very, very positive. And he went through a lot of trials. But we were again blessed that he didn't go through as many trials as some babies this age.
Right.
We actually have something neat. So the length of your stay in NICU, they do this thing called Deeds of Courage. So every day you're in, I think they also do it for like kids who have like or cancer patients, kids who have cancer.
Right.
But so you get a bead. They're different colors. So every day you're in the NICU, or anything happens. So anytime you get blood transfusion, he had 3 blood transfusions. Anytime you get like an X-ray or a stick, any type of shot, or anything that's a big milestone,
Right.
you get a bead. And so the parents get to do it however they want to. And he gets so
Wow.
like every color is different, but it just keeps like it just goes and
Going.
goes.
Probably 6 feet long at least.
6 feet long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they all have different things, and it's got his name.
Right.
So it was
Scary, but we learned a lot from it.
we
I
did.
tried to be strong for her at the beginning, not crying, just trying to be positive.
Right.
But while we were there, she was the strong one for me, because I couldn't get my hands on it. I couldn't fix it. It's a weird feeling when it's completely out of your hands. So, but she said that Jessica would tell me all the time, I'm not nervous one bit.
I wasn't.
God got us. She said, well, I feel fine. She said, I can't explain it. She's there every day. But she helped me at that point.
Yeah. Well, I know, Justin, it's a lot of us men, especially, we want to be the ones who can fix everything. But boy, this was a time where you had to truly just rely upon the Lord to comfort her and to comfort you, and a lot of family members up there 24/7, just really watching this whole thing go down. And man, so that's awesome. That chain, I remember being there, and I remember like Miss Linda would call me, or Kathy would call me, or somebody would say, hey, play for little Gray today. This was going on at this event. And that was just one day, and that would just represent one of those beads right there. How many beads do you think is on that thing, if you just was to take a good guess and everything that sort?
There's at least 81, because he was in NICU for 81 days.
So
I'd say
200.
probably
200 beads.
200 beads.
Only 81 of them for the days we were there. But
So that means that probably close to 100 and 120 of them were special events that he had came through. So that just says so much, doesn't it?
you get a dove when you leave.
Yeah. How did that change y'all's relationship with God? Would you say that it changed your relationship with God?
Yes.
Justin, how did it change your relationship with God?
I mean, it's when you truly I truly just, it's hard to say. I mean, hit your knees and crying for prayer, and know that the help's there.
Yeah.
Brought me closer to God, praying just every day, talking to him for hours. And it helped. It really did.
Yeah.
That you got somebody there to talk to that's
right.
taking care of your baby. So I talked to him a lot.
Amen, brother. So it's changed your relationship with the Lord, with you in a huge way. How about you, Miss Jessica?
I always tell people, I mean, it's not a circumstance you'd ever pick out, but I feel like God used that to say, wait a second, like, I've got this is mine. Mm-hmm. And to use that moment to really show me that.
Right.
It was a surrendering moment. I mean, a big moment. And it did after he was born, I told Justin, I feel at peace. I feel calm, like he's going to be okay. And everything, he did go through trials.
Bunch of trials.
while he was in there. Um, he had some issues with his heart. He had some issues. He had a brain bleed. His breathing and his oxygen. But I knew that he was going to come out.
That's honest. She really did. I mean, she was just completely fine with it. Loved being up there, but only hard part for her was not being able to bring your baby home.
Right. I remember that.
Every day to look at him, but we were thankful to be able to do that.
Right.
Justin's Momo, she always gave us a verse, and I think it's always sort of stuck with us. From Philippians 4:6. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus.
Man, that's a great verse.
Yeah, we clung to it a lot.
Well, and so like a few more questions and I'll let you guys go. I appreciate y'all doing this interview with us. Y'all had a lot of good, strong Christian people around you. That made a huge difference to you guys, I know.
Huge difference.
Because I know that they were constantly keeping our church updated, keeping me updated, and just praying constantly for you guys. And I think sometimes people overlook that. Sometimes they don't realize that, at a point in time that a person that been behind, when you're going right in the middle of a battle, having someone outside the door that's praying for you the whole time this is going down, man, it kind of gives you, to me, Jessica, kind of like what you said a few minutes ago, a peace that passes all understanding. Justin, you were just saying she had peace about this through this thing. And what peace? The medical community couldn't give you that peace. It had to be the Lord that give you that peace. And so, what would you say to any couple that's facing things, or maybe even what's going on in our country right now, because we're right in the middle of this, this virus crisis going on in America? How can you apply maybe some of the circumstances you've been through, and how people might be able to apply that today in their life?
I think one of the great things about God is that He knows tomorrow. He knows the future. Even with all the crazy that's happening now, I mean, you can watch the news, anytime now or later in the evening, and it can all change, but God already knows that.
Right.
He's already lived it. He already knows what's going to happen. And I feel like sometimes if we just enjoy
where you're at.
Where you're at.
God. Don't be the person that rides around and tries to get sick, but enjoy where you're at, the opportunities you got to be with your kids. Be able to watch them play. I think the kids will remember this as time spent with their parents, more than if you don't make a big deal out of it. My kids are loving it. Every day we're outside. I put the TV outside. We have a great time. And just don't tempt God, do the right things, and just love it.
That's right. Y'all showed me a picture of Gray today.
You didn't hear him. He was yelling just a second ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look.
I just shaved his head. This is the quarantine cut right here.
I want to see him today, buddy.
What we call the quarantine cut.
There he is, man. He's kicking it, man. He's making it, waving at us. Man, would you ever thought many years ago would you be sitting here holding him in your hands, and what a blessing he is,
No.
That is so awesome. Well,
I would never thought that.
This is such a great way to encourage our people at home, and man, we're so happy for Gray and so happy for you guys, and Gray for the rest of his life, whether he knows it or not. Man, God's hands have been upon his life in a special way, and so what I'm sure this is going to be very encouraging to a lot of people in our church. But first of all, just getting to know you guys, and also just seeing the power of God, and I just love it. Him walking behind, just kicking it like ain't nothing to it. Well, guys, I really appreciate y'all taking the time and sharing with our church family this testimonial of God, and so As soon as we get it up, I'll let you guys know, and y'all can watch it as well. Once again, we love you guys. Thank you for taking time and sharing this with us. And hopefully soon we'll all be back in our sanctuary, in our church again, in our building, a church. We're always the church no matter where we're at. But we'll be able to meet in there again and be able to, and people get to see y'all's faces and they'll know this testimony. This can be wonderful. You guys have a great day. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
See you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.